It is estimated that 210 million people worldwide suffer from internet and social media addiction. This was only a 2017 estimate before our world seemed to move online as it has done this year. With so many of us trapped inside, unable to see friends in person, and consequently resorting to social media out of boredom and a desire to connect, our usage patterns have indisputably gotten even unhealthier. Hence, it is pretty obvious that social media addiction is way more harmful than you think. It can easily be the cause of family problems, neglecting your relationship, and poor performance at schools, university, or workplace. So, take the first step and acknowledge that you've got this problem, and then decide that you need to address it before things get out of control. Social media addiction is no easy thing to quantify, but there are some very clear signs. Check off how many of these signs of social media addiction you are guilty of. Recognizing a social media addiction, smartphone addiction tests. Here's a quick global assessment you can take right away from the US Addiction Center website. If you're worried that someone may be at risk of developing an addiction to social media, ask yourself these 6 questions. Number 1. Does he or she spend a lot of time thinking about social media or planning to use social media? Number 2. Does he or she feel urges to use social media more and more? Number 3. Does he or she use social media to forget about personal problems? Number 4. Does he or she often try to reduce use of social media without success? Number 5. Does he or she become restless or troubled if unable to use social media? And number 6. Does he or she use social media so much that it has had a negative impact on his or her job or studies? If you answered yes to more than 3 of these questions, then you may have or be developing a social media addiction. Answer the questions and tally up your scores to get a decent indication of whether you or someone you care about indeed has a serious addiction to technology, the smartphone, and or social media. And how many of these signs were applicable to you? If you recognize yourselves in any of these signs, don't be alarmed. In fact, many of us will find ourselves exhibiting behavior patterns and tendencies of someone addicted to social media. And all of these have a negative impact on our health and well-being. It's a question of how to end social media addiction and protect our mental health. And what is the effect that the current COVID-19 crisis and lockdowns are proven to have on a device usage? What one would expect is the following. The COVID-19 crisis in itself is stressful for many people across the world. COVID-19 and subsequent lockdowns force people to work and leisure from home at unprecedented levels, which leads to more technology usage. And the stress from COVID-19 is multiplied by the stresses of information overload and other negative effects of digital technology. Turns out, this simple math works out, and research indicates that this is exactly what is happening. In other words, the dangers of social media addiction are more and more becoming the dangers of tech overuse to each and every one of us. So what can we do? Beating social media addiction is not something that can be done overnight. It requires a re-evaluation of your digital life balance, and this is personal to you. However, whilst only you can figure this out, there are some steps you can take to reduce your use of and dependency on social media, and to help you take control back from the tiny tyrant that is the smartphone. Raising awareness and increasing our understanding of the problem. The main thing we can do to improve our relationship with technology is simply this: to raise our awareness about the possible negative consequences of digital technology usage. And how do we do that? We do this by doing what you're doing right now, reading about it, finding more information about it, and doing your own research. Next to that, it's imperative we take action. Sustained action towards change in behavior is helped by 2 things: next to awareness about the problem, and the motivation to do something about it. Number 1, social support, and number 2, designing your environment. The second thing we can do is to assess if we or the person that we think is at risk might actually have a serious problem. After a quick assessment, you can get a decent indication of whether you or someone you care about indeed has a serious addiction to technology, the smartphone, and or social media.
Turn off notifications. It can be so difficult to detach yourself from social media when your phone lights up every minute with new notifications. So turn them off. Notifications for when certain individuals have tweeted and so on are distracting enough. But so many people also get caught up watching their phone and counting likes. This is unhealthy and will only cause anxiety if you do this after making a post. After posting what you would like to, I recommend leaving social media for a period of time so that you do not get wrapped up by who is interacting with your post. Don't have your phone by you whilst you sleep. It is not difficult to see how our phones wreak havoc with our sleep schedules. 45% of people choose to scroll through social media instead of sleep. To combat this, place your phone on the other side of the room. If the phone is out of reach, we will be less tempted to check it. It is often an automatic reaction to reach for your phone and scroll through social media in bed. If you have to get out of bed to enable this, you will think about why you want your phone. And chances are that this will help you cut down on how much you use it at night. Remove your phone from your morning routine. Likewise, do not reach for your phone the moment you get out of bed. For a lot of us, the first thing we do in the morning is to check our phone. Avoid this. Not only does this exhibit an unhealthy dependency on our phones, the sudden huge quantity of content which will hit you as you scroll is too much for our tired mind to handle. This will overwhelm and distract us and negatively impact our ability to focus for the day. Try not to touch it until you are at least settled into the day. Place less weight on your personal social media appearance. Easier said than done, I know. However, one of the big signs of social media addiction is that you spend a lot of time overthinking and overplanning your post. This causes anxiety and stress. If you place less importance on how and what you post, you will be able to free up your mind from this stress. Opt for analog alternatives. Fall back in love with your hobbies or discover new ones. Set yourself time away from work and your phone to explore and enjoy non-screen based activities such as art and craft, reading or exercising. In giving yourself back time, you would have spent scrolling and dedicating it to yourself. Digital detox. The best thing that you can do is learn to live without it. This doesn't mean abandoning social media, it just means spending some time away from it completely. This is called digital detox. All of the tips mentioned above are steps towards a digital detox. However, the benefits of a total digital detox are unmatched by that of any other tip mentioned above. It is only when you remove social media from your daily routine that you realize how much more time you have for yourself in the day and how much it frees up your mind. Try out our digital detox course if you are serious about finding ways to deal with your social media addiction. It will walk you through the steps and strategies to get a better balance. Replace your time on social media with other activities. Set yourself away from work and your phone to explore and enjoy non-screen based activities such as art and craft, reading or exercising. You may have a lot more free time on your hands now that you are trying to cut down on your social media uses. So why not pick up a new hobby to fill your spare time? You could learn a new skill or do something you have always wanted to but never had time. You will probably surprise yourself at how much free time you have when you stop mindlessly scrolling through your newsfeed. Plus, your new hobby will keep your mind and hands preoccupied when you are craving social media. Use a web blocker. The possibilities of the internet can be too tempting some days. It is so easy to move from work to social media in the same browser, and recovering from a distraction can take nearly half an hour. Why not block yourself from accessing social media in the first place? Web blockers stop you from going to certain sites on your device. You can activate this feature during work hours so that you cannot turn to social media when your mind starts to wander. This final line of defense is effective if you need it. Cultivate a belief that you will be good without it. Our fears generally stop us from taking risks for achieving great accomplishments. Don't be afraid of being left behind or the fear that you won't be cool anymore. You can accomplish many tasks with your creativity and talent and give an outlet for your passion. Declutter. Remove unnecessary apps from your phone, tablet, laptop, or PC home screen. Plan homeless and internet free time. Meditate, walk, chill with people with no phone in sight, and plan these moments to recur in your schedule. Keep your smartphone and other devices out of your bedroom. This is a big one for relationships and specifically your love life. Turn off notifications for any app that doesn't absolutely need to interrupt you for your life to function, and work offline whenever and wherever possible to improve your focus. Set some ground rules. Make some restrictions for yourself. For instance, always turn off the phone sound if you are in a museum or cinema. When meeting someone, turn off the phone or at least disable internet access. Have patience. Do the above steps at least 21 days in a row. Habits take time to form and even a longer period to get rid of. So be patient and keep working towards improvement. Use specific tools and apps that help you curb social media usage. Why not, as a type of productivity and digital mental health Aikido, use the capabilities of your smart devices to your advantage? It's entirely possible to go beyond simply turning off notifications and working offline by using specific tools created to help you maintain focus. Here are a few I recommend. The Self Control app, a free Mac app that helps you avoid distracting websites. The Freedom app, an internet, social media, and ad blocker. Forest app, an app designed to help you stay away from your smartphone and remain focused on your work. FocusMate, which couples you to a human accountability partner. Focus to Flow, which acts as a virtual accountability partner. And finally, the Let Me Think app plus physical token that blocks you from using distracting apps and helps you focus on your work.